Hey everybody, it's Kate, the West Coast Paper Crafter. You are joining me on Monday evening at 7 p.m. Pacific time. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator on Vancouver Island in Isook in Canada. And tonight I'm going to show you a really simple card using the Sunrise Sailing bundle, which, is pretty perfect for Father's Day that's coming up. So let's get started. I'm just going to get my laptop caught up so I can make sure my hands are in view. And I'm just going to lower the camera down just a smidge. And then we'll go through the measurements. All right, so I'm going to use the Sunrise Sailing stamp set and the dies, but I'm not using the embossing folder that comes with it. So there's a lot of stuff in this bundle. It's handy, very handy. All right, so we have got, hello Marion, hello Jackie. We've got a cloud cover card base, so I just cut my cardstock in half. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I have scored it at 4 1/4 on the long side, and then just fold it in the middle, and that is your card base. Actually, where is my paper trimmer? When it comes to folding your card bases, I'm going to show you a little trick. So some of you may have seen this before, but if you have a paper trimmer that has a bit of a ledge, if you butt up one end of your card along that edge and then fold it over and make sure the other edge of the card is flush against the ledge as well, and then fold in the middle, your card is going to be perfectly aligned. Is that the word I'm looking for? It's not going to be crooked, because sometimes if you fold it, even though you score it, maybe you're off just like a tiny little smidge, and then your card is slightly crooked, and that drives me crazy. So that's my little tip for perfect folding of your cards. Hello, Kate. Yes, it is Victoria Day. I had an extra day off this weekend, so you can't beat that. All right, so card base, cloud cover. Then I've got a layer. This is Secret C. It is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Then I have got a basic white layer that is 3 3/4 by 5. For the inside, just 4 inches by 5 1/4. I've got another piece of Secret C. This is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Hey Susan, thanks for tuning in. I've got a piece of the Otterly Adorable Designer Series paper, and this is just 3 inches by 3 inches. And then I used some of the die cuts to cut out some sailboats and a cloud. So I cut in the Sunrise Sailing bundle with the dies, there's dies to cut out 2 sizes of sailboats and sails. So I cut the sails out of Secret Sea, and then the body of the sailboat I've cut out of the cloud cover. And then I just cut 1 cloud out of basic white. And that's all the things we need. All right, let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is a little bit of stamping and a little bit of blending. So on the piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5, I'm going to stamp a sentiment from the Sunrise Sailing stamp set right in the left bottom corner. I'm going to stamp that in Secret C. I'm wearing a light colored hoodie, and I just realized I'm working with really dark colors, so I'm going to try very hard not to get ink on myself. We'll try. All right, so I'm just going to stamp the sentiment in Secret C right in the bottom left corner. All right, like so. And then in the stamp set, there's a couple different stamps for, I guess, to simulate water, to look like water. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to stamp it again with the Secret Sea. And I'm going to stamp that just a tiny bit lower than the sentiment in the right bottom corner. All right, now before I forget, I'm going to wipe up this little bit of ink so I don't get it on myself or on the card because I'm terrible at that. Hey Taffy, glad you're watching. You're going to catch up later. Perfect. Hello Sherry. Now I do still need this ink pad, but I'm going to close it up for now. Just, in the interest of trying to keep things clean. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of blending. And I have got my Balmy blue, and I'm just going to leave the ink pad open like this. And I'm going to pick up some of this Balmy blue ink, and I'm just going to take a little bit of it off right in the ink pad on the plastic lid. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of blue in the right bottom corner. And however dark you want it, whatever works for you. If you want it light, or you can just add more color to make it dark. Hey Lisa, thanks for tuning in. Hello Laura, hello Susan, and Lisa, another Lisa. All right, so I like to add the ink either to my glass mat or to the lid of the ink pad, just so I can keep reusing the ink. If you can do it on paper too, and it works great, but then you just can't keep reusing that ink. So that's what I find handy about using either your ink pad, or you can do it directly on your glass mat as well. So just a little bit of blending, that is it. And I don't need the Balmy blue anymore. Hey Karen, thanks for tuning in. But I do want to wipe off this ink. All right, there we go. So we're just going to layer our white right onto the Secret Sea layer. Hello Tessa from Arizona, thanks for tuning in. And then this layer goes right on the front of the card. You can pop it up if you want to, but I'm going to pop up my sailboat, so I am not popping this piece up. All right, like so. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add these two layers. We're going to mat the Designer Series paper onto the Secret Sea layer. And before we glue that down, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. I probably should have done it first before I committed to gluing it, just in case I mess up, but oh well, let's just go with it. Normally I would stamp before I glue any layers down, but my brain is working well ahead of me tonight, so I'm sure it will be just fine. Hello, Ruth from Pennsylvania, and Barb from Lincoln, Nebraska. Robin, thanks for tuning in. Nice to see you. Okay, so I've got this cloud, and in the stamp set, there is a little seagull stamp, little bird. I don't know if it's a seagull. It could be a seagull. It could just be a bird. It's whatever you want it to be. And I'm going to stamp a couple of these birds right on the cloud. And then I'm going to also do a few more on the Designer Series paper. Just giving myself an idea where I think I'm going to glue that cloud, where I'm going to pop the cloud down, so then I can add my birds so they look like they're in a group. All right, just like so. And I think that's all the stamping. I think, I could be wrong. Let's just see. So this layer is going to get glued onto the card front. And then I'm going to pop up the cloud. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit more to that cloud before I pop it up. I almost forgot a step. All right, so now I'm just kind of layering this so I've got an even border of white around this square, like so. And then I'm going to, oh, I did it. I smudged the cloud. Well, there we go. That's over with. I can stop worrying about it. Hey, Lori, thanks for tuning in. All right, well, it never fails, right? I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to worry about the smudge. Or I can flip it over, but I smudge both edges anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the cloud, and I've opened up my Balmy blue, and I'm just going to kind of rotate my little die cut right in the ink pad, and it's going to pick up some blue on the outside layers of the cloud. I'm going to smoosh it a bit to try to cover up some of that Secret Sea ink. And by smooshing it, I just, pushed the paper into the ink pad a little bit more. So you can see that it's just got a little bit of blue cover, and actually you can barely see my little smudge mark. Well, that worked out. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Debbie. And Patricia from Alaska. Patricia, we're almost neighbors. All right, now I don't think I need these ink pads anymore. All right, okay. Cloud, I'm going to pop it up. You can glue it flat or pop it up. It's totally up to you. Flip that around. I am still smudging ink. Where is it coming from? I should bring out some baby wipes actually when I craft is what I need to do. I'm just guaranteed to get some ink somewhere on one of my fingers and then just transfer it all over my cards. That's how you know you get a card from me. If you get a card from me, it's like a little Easter egg. Where is the ink smudge? It's in there somewhere. All right, so I popped up the cloud. Looks like this. And now all we need to do, oh, thanks, Diane. I'm glad you love this card. Patricia, I am on the very southern tip of Vancouver Island. Well, not the very southern tip. I'm South Island on the west coast. So East Souk is on the west coast, but we're also on the southern part of the island. All right, so I am going to just add glue to the base of my sailboat on this sail. And then I'm going to add my Secret Sea sail right over top of that glue. And then this, the tip of my Secret Sea sail, it's like it's a tongue twister, is going to line up with the very tip of this boat. So you can see there's a tiny little tip there. I've just lined that paper up. And then this is going to get popped up right on the front of the card. And then this little sailboat will be for the inside of the card. So I'm just adding glue to that sail on the base of the boat, and then adding the darker sails. They're actually really simple to put together. Sometimes, especially with floral dies, they're a little tricky to line up, but that is not the case with this bundle. So easy peasy. Thanks, Susan. I'm glad you like the card. I like it too. It's good. It's going to be good for Father's Day and birthdays. And when I first ordered it, when I got it, I thought, you know, why did I order that? I don't think I'm going to get much use out of it, but I think I will. I think I will. Hello, Dawn from South Australia. Thanks for tuning in. And Staria. If I miss your comments, then I will go back and read everything and say hello. Hello, Linda from Vancouver, Washington. Okay, so I've got two different sizes of dimensionals. I'm going to use minis right on the base. I need to get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. I only need my glasses for some things, not all things. But I do need to have them close by because I never know when I'm going to need them. All right, so I'm just adding little dimensionals to the base of the boat. This one's stuck on my finger, so I'm going to use it. I'm just going to carefully peel this one off because it's just overhanging a little bit. Either, you know what, I'm not going to peel it off. I'm just going to snip it. I'm going to get my little paper snips in there and I'm going to trim that so now you can't tell. All right. I'm going to add one more dimensional here and one more mini. All right. Hello, Rosemary from Tasmania. Thanks for tuning in. Maybe I'm a little heavy on the dimensionals. I don't know. I like them. I don't like anything. If you pop something up, just do it right. You know, there's no point in popping something up and having it kind of sag in the middle. All right. Oops. I've got a little base stuck there. All right, here we go. I'm committing. So I'm just going to go right where that dark blue line starts. There. Okay. Here is the front of the card. And now all I'm going to do for the inside is add my little sailboat in the corner. So you could, and actually maybe we will, could do a little bit of stamping so it's similar. So what I'll do is I'll just add a little bit of this, I think it's supposed to be water. Well, at least I hope it is because that's what I'm using it for. I'm just going to add a little bit of that in the corner. And then I will do a little more blending. It just takes a sec. I mean, I might as well. I got everything dirty already, so. Oh, thank you, Jackie. It is a pretty card. All right. Well, I say I'm going to get baby wipes, but I'll never remember to do it. So I'm just going to have to, whoops, that's loud. I'm just going to have to commit to the fact that I'd like to get ink smudges on my cards, obviously. All right, so I'm just adding a smidge of blue. Karen, you use a lot of dimensionals too? Yeah, because we're like sisters from another mister, you and I. We're same, but different. Well, thank you, Deb. I think it's pretty as well. Lisa, you're on board with dimensionals? Right. Right. Go big or go home, right? All right, so I'm just adding a little bit of glue, not too much, just enough to stick this sailboat down. And there we go. Oh, it's a little cockeyed. It'll do. It'll do. All right, thanks, Sorry. I'm glad you like the card. It's fun, actually. It is fun. And I got to get in the swing of making some more masculine cards because I have been really into floral card designs lately. With the mixed florals card class at home that's been happening in May, and some of the new stamp sets that I got with the product launch. It's just all pretty and flowery. So yeah, there's a pattern happening. Maybe because it's spring and I feel springy and flowery, but there's definitely a pattern happening with my card designs. It's mostly floral lately. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys like this. It's really easy. If you have this set, this is such an easy design to make with it. Plus, you could do something similar with any paper, any stamp, just by adding this square layer right in the middle of your card. I mean, you could do whatever you want. All right, I'm going to flip the camera around. Now, be warned, it's still a little messy, but not as messy as it has been because I'm still getting ready for my in-person class. So when that happens, everything stays on the bed in the spare room until I get it all packed up for the class. I've got all the cards designed, but I don't have all the kits made. So if you are local and you are wanting to come to the in-person class, tomorrow's the last day to get registered. So I do put a cap on it because I need time to make all the kits and get all the things ready to go. So tomorrow is the last day. If you're on the fence about coming, you might want to think about that. Anyway, Diane, the name of the bundle is Sunrise Sailing. It's great. It comes with dies. I'll get them. It comes with a set of dies, and it also comes with a hybrid embossing folder. So I haven't used the hybrid part yet. So when you get a hybrid embossing folder, you can emboss, but you can also emboss and cut out a sailboat at the same time. So that's handy. I haven't done it yet, but maybe that will be next. All right, yes, so in-person class, it's coming up. It is this Sunday. Registration closes tomorrow at midnight. I have an automated system. I'm not staying up to take registrations. It's automated. I don't stay up that late. And what else? Yes, Thursday is the mixed florals card class at home, 7 p.m. Pacific. Now, I said that it was the last card, but I didn't realize there was actually 4 Thursdays in May. It never even crossed my mind. So this was card number 1, and then we did card number 2. Last week we did this card, and then I've got a fun fold, a very simple fun fold for this Thursday. And then since there is one extra Thursday in May, then I will do a tutorial for this blue one. So that worked out really good actually, except now you know what we're doing for the last Thursday. Spoiler alert. All right, thanks very much for tuning in. And if you are my customer, well, you got to be in Canada, and if you shop my online store and spend a minimum of $50, then I am going to mail you the kits for the first 4 classes, and this one is going to be a bonus one. So I will probably do up a little PDF for my customers because I've already sent out kits for the card class. Just thinking it was a 4 Thursday month. So for this one, I won't be catching up or sending out card kits, but I will do up a PDF tutorial and send that to you guys via email as well. So yeah, you can still get these card kits. You just shop my online store if you're in Canada, and then I will mail you the kits right to your door. You just need to add your own ink, stamps, and adhesives. All right, I think that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you make tonight's project or a version of it with whatever you have in your stash, then I'd love to see what you come up with, and please post a picture in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys on Thursday.